Hidden fields are specified by the tag that are often used by web application developers to pass information back and forth between the form and the backend program, and that processes the forms. Because HTTP is a stateless protocols, and hidden field provide that much functionality for a tracking a user course throughout the application. Some developer make a mistake of passing application and the configuration parameters to backend application program with hidden fields. So in the case of the attack of acmert.com, the hacker retrieved the configuration file for the shopping cart by looking at a hidden field in an HTML form. The following line led the hacker into the example as a, let me give you an example like cart.ini configuration file and eventually to the list of authorized credit card and log, etc. Not only does such a mistake lead to the information leakage, but it also allows the web hackers to tamper with the data contained in the hidden fields by saving a local copy of the HTML code and then modifying it and resubmit it into the backend application. Parameter tampering. So parameter tampering is a web-based business logic attack, and it involves manipulation of parameters exchanged between client and server to modify the application data such as user credential, permission, the number of product, etc. It is intended as a business security threat that involves an unauthorized party manipulation and tampering with the website's URL, and also web pages, forms, or any other parameters. Usually this information is stored in cookies, hidden form fields, or URL query string, and is being used to increase application functionality and control. This attack can be performed by a malicious user who wants to exploit the application for their own benefit, or an attacker who wishes to attack a third person using a man-in-the-middle attack. In both cases, tools like WebScrap and Paros proxy are mostly used. The attack success depends on the integrity and logic validation mechanism here, and its exploitation can be result as other consequences including accesses, SQL injection, file inclusion, and path disclosure attacks. So let's talk about an example of the tampering. So first, if and foremost, is changing a cheap product to an expensive one scenario. So while making a payment, a product is added to basket on an application. Then a request is made for the cheaper product and the parameter of the request are saved before the product goes back to the bank for the approval. Subsequently, a request is made on the expensive product but is replaced with the information about the cheaper product and then again sent to the bank for approval. The bank then approves the cheaper product. Unlimited cart scenario. A product that is added to the basket cannot be confirmed by the bank because the balance is insufficient. The error message parameter in the request shows the value of cart plus sale plus limit plus insufficient, since there is not enough in the user credit card balance. However, when there is the error message and response and procurator code parameter value of the request then updated and it approves the order. Changing price scenario. In this scenario, the price value can be easily changed and lowered the price and passing the order for the payment for the benefits of the attacker, so that they can choose the price they are willing to pay. Like as an example, a $500 product, so they change the price and they send it to like $50 and pay that price to get the product. So while making a payment, a product is added to the basket on the application in the customer payment request. So the price is then edited in the request and sent for the bank for approval. As seen in this screenshot, the request is intercepted before it sent to the bank, and the total amount and amount parameters are changed to a different price. The transaction value of the product is changed from 409.98 to 0.98 and sent to the bank. So it is very easy to simply change the value of a hidden field, and the web application needs to work on the assumption of that attackers. Example of where there is a risky of shopping application, where there is a field there might purchase the price of the item that we previously talked being purchased, and if an attacker can modify these hidden fields and change the value of an product, then that the product goes through the checkout and then they pay that what probably the more than half of the less of the actual price, because they tampered with the field, and that would be very effective attack for the attacker. I have also seen systems that do things like persist the internal application connection stream as the one that actually connects the app to the database in a hidden field. So in fact, I have seen it in a view listed in as an example of a website like ASP.NET application, which is persisted as that hidden field. This does sometimes happen when people either put sensitive data in a hidden field or data in a hidden field that can be modified to cause the application to do something completely different to what it was designed to do. So you want to pay very close attention to these hidden forms and fields on the website that you visit and that you shop most often. So let's now move on to the next lecture on different types of tampering attack, and that's we'll be talking about in the next lecture.